G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steeler Nation Australia. I don't know if you guys know, but did you know that George Pickens loves Steelers Nation Australia? Did you guys know that? George Pickens was caught here checking out Steeler Nation Australia. If you guys like my content as well, make sure you hit that sub, hit that like, because George likes it. All right, that was cheesy. That was fun. What do you do? I don't know. I'm trying to get you guys a sub. Uh, I'm on the road to like 1,000, man. And I was like, well, you know what? If George likes it, maybe you guys will like it too. I don't know. If you guys like Steelers content from a different angle, I'm Australian and I'm upside down. So it's like a little bit of a different angle. Before I start the theme of the video, which I'm going to be talking about Brian Flores and the linebacking core and how the Steelers are playing without TJ Watt, I want to talk about that because he's coming back shortly. TJ Watt was seen on the field last week running sprints, and he's hurt his pectoral muscle, but he's still out there working. But I want to give a shout out to my mate Joe. Joe Z said this on yesterday's video. I'm pretty sure he said, "I'm a Yinzer, and for you, an Australian native, that means I'm a native Pittsburgher." Yins is a word only used in our region and used in the capacity of you all, y'all, or you. Born, bred, and come out of the womb with a love for the black and gold, right? Just like me. It's actually, yeah. It's great to see Steelers fans in other countries. I have subscribed to your channel. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you, Josie. I wish you best of luck. Thanks, mate. I now live in Northwest Houston, Texas, and I was amazed at how many Steeler fans there are in the city of Houston. I've been to Houston. I didn't see any Steeler bars, but I was there in Houston for the debacle that was the Falcons 28-3. I saw that game in a bar, and it was fantastic. Amazing. Love it. I go to Mexico City and often, and it's amazing. Even down there, so many Steelers fans. You find that's incredible. So shout out to you, mate. Shout out to Josie, recent sub, and thank you. But I know this. I know what Yins means. What Yins talking about is another program that is on BTSC. Those blokes are fantastic. There's another podcast out there called Yins Hers. Yins, it's Yinsburg, run by my mate Tyler. Yins, I have a t-shirt that just says YINZ. And if I was smarter for the video, I would have been wearing it. See, this was got over my head. This is why I shouldn't be a YouTuber. If I was smarter and this question came up, I would be wearing the Yin shirt that I have that I can see in my closet right over there. But I didn't do that. Anyways, I know what that means. Yins is you all, use guys, what Yin's doing. So yeah, man, appreciate that shout out. That's fantastic. That's bloody cool. But today, guys, we're talking about Brian Flores because I have another shout out, and I had a question from another mate of mine, Mike Hilblig, right? Just a quick question, and this I had to when I saw this question, I was like, this is the theme of the video. So just a quick question: why isn't Brian Flores doing more with the defense? With TJ Watt being out, the last couple of weeks have shown some pretty massive holes. Thanks, mate, and keep up the awesome work. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. That's a big question. So let's dive into a few things. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not won a game without TJ Watt. They're now 0-6, 0-6, I think, or 0-5-1, or something like that similar. They have not won a game without TJ Watt being on the field. They haven't won a game at all. I believe they have 5 losses or 6 losses and 1 tie. They haven't won anything. So how is that? Is there no real key depth? Is Alex Highsmith doing all he can do on the outside? Yes, he got 2 sacks in that game versus the Browns, but still they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the run in that game. So let's go through a few things, right? I went into the ESPN and I get a lot of my information from different stats, and that kind of paints a picture, right? But the stats in the linebacking core, because you know that Brian Flores also works with Miles Jack, he works with Devin Bush, he works with the middle linebackers guys, and he works with the outside linebacker guys too. Works with them all. But Miles Jack and Devin Bush have a combined 55 tackles. That's a lot of tackles. 55 tackles, and tackles for loss they have 2. I reckon Miles Jack is doing better in this defense. I think he's playing fiery. I think his pursuit to the ball is pretty good. He's turning into that Steeler mentality as a linebacker. However, the key thing about this team is that they can't get the defense off the field. The offensive players are playing 24 minutes average or 25 minutes average on the field. Therefore, the defense has to play 30 plus odd minutes tackling, right? They've already made 55 tackles in 3 games. That's a lot. Now, a lot of things happen too with like Alex Highsmith as well. Okay. As soon as TJ Watt goes out, in the first game, TJ Watt and the fellas had 7 sacks. The next game, they couldn't chase down Mac Jones at all. There was no pressure. There was no real, go and sack Mac Jones. They got 0 sacks. Now in this game, in the short week, Highsmith stepped up, but still they couldn't close out the game because, in my opinion, the offense let them go hanging and was on the field too much, right? So this is a really big question, and I don't know how I can answer this, because Brian Flores, I think, is a brilliant coach. I love what he did last year in that Ravens game, the Miami Dolphins versus the Ravens game, where he blitzed Lamar Jackson like 80% of the time. He sent the house, he sent the safeties, he sent the cornerbacks, he sent a 0 blitz and went after him. So why isn't he doing that in Pittsburgh? Is it because they are tired? Now, I've seen a few blitzes. I've seen Devin Bush get involved in a few blitzes. I've seen Miles Jack get run down the box too. I've seen those guys get amongst it and chase the football carrier beyond the line of scrimmage. However, where the Steelers are getting in trouble, from what I've seen in the last few games, is they can't get off third down. Can't get off third down, and they're letting him run down the field. With the game last week versus the Browns, and even to a certain degree as well, the New England Patriots, if you guys remember, they consistently ran the football down, right? They had a few three and outs, and then the Patriots ran down the ball. They couldn't stop the run. And the game was over 17-14 or whatever it was. And now fast forward to the game that just happened versus the Browns on Thursday Night Football. Similar thing. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt just took over and ran the football over and over and over. And I think as well, in this defense, right, you can't be on the field that long. And there's a big void there with no TJ Watt. So hopefully in this game coming up versus the Jets, if they can slow down, I think it's Bryce Hall, one of their running backs, they can slow him down and slow down the Jets offense. And I believe also that Zach Wilson might be coming back. I heard a report today Zach Wilson might be coming back. But if they can slow them down just enough to get a few seconds of pressure, and hopefully this could be the first victory without TJ Watt, then you might steady the ship a little bit. But I feel like you can't, it's hard to, I guess, I'm making 2 points in my mind without even speaking. With the question of Flores and why is he doing more with the defense, right? It's only been 3 games. And that makes me think too, with Matt Canada's offense, it's only been 3 games. So hopefully Steelers, Trubisky, and the offense can get better on offense. They can work work it out. Work out the bad plays, the reverses, the screens, and figure something out to where you can go and get first downs and allow the defense to sit off the field. Because in my opinion, and a lot of Steel fans out there in the NFL media, this Steelers team is top 10. It's top 10 without Watt, and possibly top 10, top 5 with Watt. So it's a big question. I think there's a lot of pressure on Malik Reed, who just came into the organization. Like, he has to step up. Delonte Scott was getting beat all day. He's got to step up. Those kind of guys have to fill in the void for TJ Watt, and that's quite hard to do because you have Highsmith out that way. They can easily just double him. They can push him away, push him aside, and it sucks. It does suck for the Steelers season to see that TJ Watt went down, and we have the two wrecking duo of Highsmith and TJ Watt both meet the quarterback in the middle. So that's a good question. It's a really good question, but I haven't got a definitive answer why. Well, what's happening with this Steelers team? Why is he doing more? TJ Watt, yeah, and that's it. And that's I think in a nutshell, you answer your own question. With TJ Watt being out of the lineup, there's going to be a lot of work to be done. The guy's a superstar, so hopefully we can get through the Jets game and possibly have an upset versus the Bills. Right the ship and go 3-2. If they do that and get TJ back for the Bucks game, which is it's been about 4 weeks, then I think he might be coming back for the Bucks game. If the reports go that way, that'd be fantastic. TJ Watt versus Tom Brady, yes, please. All right. Anyways, guys, I've ranted on way too long again. But big shout out to you guys. And like I said, George, man, he loves him. Look, he's watching. He's watching with a keen eye. He's one of my biggest fans. He loves the Steelers. And if you do too, if you love Steelers and Steelers Oz, hit that sub, hit that like. Anyways, guys, I'll see you later. We have a massive week to talk about the AFC North, to talk about the quarterback position, talk about Matt Canada still, something's got to change, right? But I've got to try and be more positive. I have to be more positive. We're only 1-2. The sky isn't falling just yet, but I have to be more positive about this team, and I want to see a victory. But it all starts with the Jets, and there may be an upset versus the Bills, but they've got so much time. They have so much time to right the ship. Now, if they go and lose against the Jets, what do you do? We're 1-3. Then the sky's falling. Other than that, though, I don't know. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Here we go, Steelers. Here we